Good morning, students, and welcome to the sanctuary. Welcome to Place of Bliss Academy. And let me introduce you to this course. First of all, my name is Sufani Garza, and I will be your instructor. I am also the founder and director of Place of Bliss Academy. So welcome to you. If you are a returning student, welcome back. If you are brand new, welcome to Place of Bliss Academy. So let's talk a little bit about what is in this course. First of all, I want to start with saying that I myself am an estranged parent. And I also realize that people may watch this at different times, and as we learn with parenting, things ebb and flow. And so I may be right now estranged, and later when you talk to me, I may not be estranged. So what we are going to do is talk about all of that. And I'm going to share my personal experiences with you as well to really make the learning come alive. Now, if you're one who needs charts and graphs, pies, I may not be the right instructor for you, because I teach through sharing stories to make the learning come alive and to make these stories real, to show the human impact of experience and also how we move forward in that. Now, let's go ahead and go over some of the things that this course is going to talk about. This course is going to talk about the pain, the grief, and the suffering that parents go through as estranged parents. It's going to talk about the nuances of being estranged. I am going to untangle or detangle the huge mess, which is the sociological aspect of how the heck did we get here. A lot of us are looking at our situation and we cannot understand what is happening, and we're seeing that this is increasing more and more amongst the youth, that they are alienating or literally cutting off and estranging from their parents. And there's real sociological reasons why they're doing this. And it's really difficult to understand from other generations who grew up under different rules of interactions and relationships. So we're going to talk a lot about that. I'm also going to give you some statistics from the trenches so that you can see that people who see clients on a regular basis, and they are seeing enough of these estranged parents to kind of create a pattern for you. And I share some of those statistics with you. We're going to talk about the trauma umbrella and really unpack that word trauma that gets thrown around quite easily. We are definitely in an information age, and we have to recognize that there is a difference between wisdom and information. So we're going to unpack that. It's also going to help us understand what's happening with different generations who grew up amongst the technology age, where they are inundated with information, because that has made a huge impact on our society and the way in which we communicate and have relationships with each other. So we are going to talk about some generational gaps, and we're even going to talk about some different names for the generations, because I know some of us get very confused about what's a millennial, what's Gen Z, what's Gen X. So we're going to talk about that. We're really going to break down the anatomy of estrangement and what it looks like. I'm going to share some of my stories as well as some therapy stories to kind of break down the different nuances and how to respond. Even in me creating this course, I was going to say the course of me creating the course. I learned so much, as I always do, because I start off with my own experience and all the learning I've already done, and I continue to delve deeper into the experience and to read and to research and find other stories and see what's out there. And as I do that, I even increase the level of what I understand already as someone who was ready to teach a course, to understand and really detangle this very, very tangled web. If you want another analogy, I mean, detangling all the sociology that's involved with the estranged parent and child issue is the equivalent of like trying to untangle Christmas lights, right? People just throw them in because they don't want to deal with it, and they pack it away, and then you have to deal with it the next year when you have all this tangle, and it's very frustrating to painstakingly untangle a little at a time, but really this is what this course is going to do. Now, I want to be very clear with you that this course is not a course to complain. This is not a course to say that the parent is right in everything. And in fact, we're going to see a lot of our own ways and where we went wrong, because even in the process of me going through estrangement from children and then having children come back and then one that's gone, I learned so much about myself during that process, and I really learned where I went wrong in a lot of ways, because we have to kind of be willing to unpack and sit in the seat of someone else's perspective, whether we agree with it or not, right? So we're going to have some really deep conversations about those things. So when you take this course, you need to really be open and ready to look at yourself. And this is not in a blaming way, but in a way that helps us evolve and grow and be better human beings. Forget about just being a better parent. It's really about just being a better human being and really looking and seeing yourself and growing and developing yourself in ways that you didn't even know that you could grow. This is also not a course that is just going to be blaming the adult children for everything. It doesn't have that tone at all. The tone of this course is really to discover what I call a greater love. We're going to learn all the details, and we're going to go over some statistics, and we're going to delve into the sociology and the technology and trauma and all of these other things. But throughout the entire course, and also at the very end, the thing that I want you to take away from this course that I feel is the most important thing is for you to find a greater love in all of this. For you to realize that you are the greater love, right? You find a greater love because as you were looking out and trying to pull in all this love, from maybe multiple children or what have you, no one teaches us how to be parents when we have this empty nest issue, right? This is why they call it, because no one teaches us how to do that. We dedicate an entire life to it being a different way, and we don't know how to do that because we're not prepared for it. And so this course is really going to talk about that, and it's going to help you realize that it's okay for you to be happy regardless of whether or not your kids are talking to you or they are not talking to you. The greater love that you seek and that you can find through this course is you. You are worthy of being happy, and you are worthy of being loved. You don't have to earn it metrically, and you're going to learn all of that in this course. We're going to break down everything, and I hope at the end of all of this, you have a deeper understanding of yourself, but more importantly, a deeper love for yourself, because you deserve to be loved. You did the hard work. People make mistakes. No one's saying that you were a perfect parent, but even with all of that being said, you deserve happiness and you deserve to be loved. If you are not an estranged parent, this course is going to be so important for you to take, because as a therapist, a psychologist, a counselor, just a healer, a modality healer, a spiritual counselor, a shaman counselor, no matter what it is that you do, even if you're a tarot reader or something like that, if you are dealing in the healing arts, this is going to come across your table, because there are so many people going through this, but they've been going through it silently. And the momentum of education is building on this particular topic, because it is so rampant with how people are thinking today that in order to find their own individuality, they have to lose their parent. And it's a very sad thing that's occurring right now. And so this is going to be a very deep education for you on perhaps a topic that you were unfamiliar with. I highly recommend, whether you are an estranged parent, estranged family member, or you are someone in the healing arts, that you take this, because this is a growing epidemic amongst families and relationships that needs to be dealt with, but more importantly needs to be understood so that we can begin to resolve and heal this problem. Okay, so I hope that that's been enough for you. I hope it's explained it to you. And if you are at all interested and you want to get into the class, then go ahead and click that button below, pop it into your cart, and I will see you